tells Timothy, I'm entrusting you with my ministry. The one that I'm grateful because he saved me. For if it had not been for the Lord who was on my side, by the time God saved me, everybody around me had given up on me. But I'm saved not because mama prayed for me, because mama had stopped praying a long time ago. But when I got saved, I was saved because it was my time. And Jesus looked at me and strengthened me and considered me, then put me into service. And for that I am thankful. And he says, Timothy, when you get like that, you don't mind being like me, because thankful people become transparent people. It is not long. It's no longer about your image. It's no longer about your church boy, your church girl attire. It's not about politics. When you really get saved, you don't care what folk think about you. It's about saving another soul. Touch somebody and say, take off that mask. I need somebody that's going to be real with me. No, look at somebody else, because that person didn't really want to talk to you. Look at somebody else and say, take it off, take it off, take it off. I need somebody that's going to be real with me this morning. It's not about how well you clean up unless I know what you look like before he cleaned you up. You want to talk about how you dress now. But how dirty was it? How many stains did he get off of you? See, it don't really matter how good you look now unless you can tell me how bad you look beforehand. Lord Jesus. I'm going to preach myself happy this morning. Where we are now, where were you when he found you? I got tired. No, you didn't. God came and found you. You had a gun pulled on you 4 times before that. What brought you to the church this time? He considered you. He strengthened you. All right, you got to understand, we need to stop. You ain't been saved all your life. You weren't always ministry material. Your dress didn't always fit right. Sometimes it was too tight. Y'all don't want to come. Your eyes used to wander and look at everything. So we need some folk in the house of God that know how to take off their church garb and stop frowning up at folk and just get transparent and say, I know where you are now. If you want help, I can help you because I've been there before. If you're lusted, I know how to be free. If you're a whore, I know how to help you stop whoring. And I'm not telling nobody else's testimony. I'm going to tell you about my testimony. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't want all the graphic, gruesome, gory, gross details. I don't need all that. I don't need you to give me nothing that's going to make me want to backslide. I don't need no good infomercials for singing. But I at least need to know that you was jacked up. At least as bad as I was, and not worse, if not worse. I don't need no cute little testimonies of how you hung out with the church all your life. I need somebody who's been out there that didn't want to come to church no more and got way out there as far as you could see. Didn't even know how to come in church no more. Forgot the words to Jesus, love me. I need somebody in here that can testify that you've been out there before. I need to know that there are some somethings, and I'm not the only somebody in here that got issues. I wish I had a church. Y'all got quiet. I knew when I started talking about transparency. We don't want to talk about transparency. See, the devil has us all twisted up in here. We must be aware that everyone has and needs to share their testimony. See, when you start testifying for real, not that dressed up stuff we tell. I was in the club and I heard the Lord speak to me. Oh, and I just thank God. Oh, I came in the Ford and I left in a Honda. Glory to Jesus. Oh, get past all that and get to the nitty gritty. I don't know what happened, but one day I just said I was tired. And I had said it before, but for this time I had some help meaning it. I had said it a whole lot of times, but wasn't no help. But for some reason I woke up this morning and I had a push. Come on, push me for a minute. And I wanted to stay home, but I had some strength. You start testifying, it'll make you patient with other people. It'll make you, when you start testifying and being for real, because all of y'all wasn't, don't come up here, don't make me start prophesying for real, because I start calling out where you were, what you was doing, and who you was doing it with, because some of y'all still, that's why you can't be transparent, because you still up in here creeping and beeping, slipping and sliding. But there's a few of us in here that can say he is a deliverer. All right. When you begin transparent, look what verse 15 says. Look what it says. I love preaching. It does my heart good. Look what it says, verse 15. It is a trustworthy statement, deserving full acceptance that Christ came into the world to save, to deliver, to make whole, to preserve from danger sinners. Look at that. God came to save sinners. That word sinful or sinner means no, I'm definitely guilty of a crime or a vice. You know you was sure enough a mess. You know you was a sure enough gambler, midnight rambler, a shifter, a sifter. Y'all don't want to help me in here. You know you was a whore. You know you was, I don't want to say nothing. You know you was addicted. You know you was no good. You know you was no doubt. You know you was a thief that would steal from your mama. You knew you was a liar because you would take something right in somebody's face with it in your hand and still say, how can you accuse me of stealing your stuff? You know what you were. And he said, I came to save you. He said, there's some people who want to believe, but they think they've done too much, gone too far. But he said, I am the worst of the worst. And because I am the worst of the worst, everybody else who comes in know they fit in between the gap that I have done. None of you have filled other Christians. I filled other Christians. And because I am the foremost of sinners, God saved me so that you could know you fit in. And the problem is the devil has lied to us and told us we shouldn't testify. But look at somebody say, if God delivered me, why should I be bound? If God set me free, why should I be afraid of my testimony? The devil has us afraid of our testimony. Look at somebody and say, but I'm not going to be afraid anymore. You ought to be able to talk about what God has done for you in your life. Yet for some reason the devil has a lot of saints in the witness protection program. We all locked up when we got saved. The documents got sealed. We didn't want to talk about where we came from. But there's a few of us in here that'll tell our testimony. We say, unseal the documents. I want the world to know that he's still saved from the utmost